MyQ or Homelink for your Tesla? I'm Frugal Tesla Guy, and I'm going to share with you my overall thoughts after trying both. In a recent software update, Tesla started offering the option to use MyQ in your Tesla to automatically open and close your garage door. Now, many people were excited about this because the only option before this was Homelink, and unless you were an early adopter like me, you have to pay $350 to install the hardware in your car. Now, for those of you with a MyQ compatible garage door opener, you're good to go, right? Well, yes, but there is a catch, because the ability to control your garage from your Tesla isn't free. That's right, they charge you as little as $45 per year, with the ability to save money by paying a 5-year or a 10-year plan. Now, the 5-year plan is $179, and the 10-year plan is $299. Now, from a financial standpoint, MyQ is still going to cost you less, even if you get the 10-year plan. Now, this is, of course, assuming you have a MyQ compatible garage door opener, and if you're wondering whether or not you do, they have created a MyQ compatibility tool on their website to find out. If it isn't, you will need to purchase a $30 device to make it compatible with MyQ. Now, before we dive into this, I want to tell you about a product that more and more people are trying to get their hands on. Now, as more and more Model 3 and Model Y owners realize they have the option to tilt their screen, there's actually only one aftermarket product worth considering, and it's the 4th generation Atlas Plus mount. It was invented by Matt from Tech Forum, who spent countless hours designing what truly is the best tilting screen mount available. It's US patented and made in the United States from high-quality CNC machined aluminum. But what really matters is how it performs. Matt takes pride in providing his customers with the best experience possible. If you're considering a tilting screen mount, I encourage you to watch my comparison video between the Tech Forum Atlas mount and the cheap Chinese knockoff. You will quickly learn there is no comparison between the two. Now, you will save money if you go with the cheap knockoff, but if you're like me and worked hard to get your hands on a Tesla, then you will only want what's best for it. Now, to help you with the cost, you can use my exclusive discount code FTG35 for $35 off. I may be frugal, but I'm not cheap. And Google it, cheap versus frugal, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's start with the similarities between Homelink and MyQ. Now, they both automatically open the garage door when you're approaching your house and close it when you're pulling out of the driveway. Now, this is done through geofencing based on the distance you set in the car. You can also manually open and close the garage door right from the screen. And they both allow you to have multiple garage doors that will be displayed on your screen, allowing you to control the one you need. You can toggle on a setting for the car to make a chime sound, to let you know it sent the signal to either open or close the garage door. Now, this is really handy because if it doesn't work, you'll know right away and can tap the screen if needed. You can also toggle on a setting to have the mirrors fold upon approaching the house and unfold after it closes the garage when you're pulling out of the driveway. As simple as all of that sounds, that's pretty much the gist of what you get from both. However, there are some differences between the two that should help you decide which one you might want. Now, first and foremost, outside of having a MyQ compatible garage door opener, there is no other hardware you will need in your Tesla. Simply scan the QR code, click through a fairly painless setup, and you're good to go. With Homelink, not only do you need a Homelink compatible garage door opener, but it also requires actual hardware that needs to be installed in your Tesla. For the hardware and installation, it will cost you $350. Now, as long as you have Wi-Fi or LTE signal, MyQ will always let you know the status of your garage, helping to ease your mind. Now, since Homelink is not connected to your garage via the internet, it doesn't know the status of your garage. However, if you have your garage door connected to Apple HomeKit or it's connected to the MyQ app, you will get a notification on your phone. Now, since MyQ is internet-based, you will be able to open and close the garage door from your Tesla no matter where you are with a simple push of a button. Now, this is obviously not an option with Homelink. Now, another advantage MyQ has is one subscription covers all of your cars, and the service goes with you even if you get a new Tesla. Now, since Homelink is hardware-based, you will need to purchase 2 Homelink devices if you have 2 Teslas. If you get a new Tesla, then you'll need to shell out another $350 to add Homelink to it. Honestly, on paper, MyQ looks better. But how does it compare to Homelink in overall performance? I've been using Homelink for several years now, and based on my experience, it works the first time 75% of the time, and it seems like it doesn't favor coming or going. This is to be expected because it's using a signal from the car to the garage door, and even when you're using a clicker, it can sometimes take more than one try. But it's as simple as a quick press on the screen, and it usually works the second time around. With MyQ, it's using the internet to send the message to the garage door opener, and I found that upon approaching the house, it actually worked 95% of the time. However, it was 50-50 when backing out of the driveway. The frustrating part is, when it doesn't work, it seems to get caught up on trying to send the message, and usually takes about 30 seconds before it gives up. And unfortunately, you can't press anything until it stops trying to communicate. So you have to sit and wait to give it another try. And this may be a small thing, but I also noticed that when I pull into the garage, I'll usually have to wait about 10 to 15 seconds after I put the car in park to press the close button to close the garage door. Of course, there's no reason why you can't use the physical button in the garage, but just an observation on my part. And with Homelink, you can press the activate button immediately after you press it the first or second time. Now keep in mind, I only used MyQ during the 30-day trial period, but based on my overall experience, I'm happier with the performance of Homelink. Now, I'm not sure if my MyQ issues are uncommon, but one theory as to why it may not be working consistently upon pulling out of the driveway is that the car may be in the middle of switching between my home Wi-Fi and LTE. Now, I have this theory because, as I mentioned, it works a majority of the time when pulling up to the house, and I'm guessing that's because the car hasn't discovered my home Wi-Fi yet and uses the LTE signal. Now, I can't tell for sure if that's the reason, but any way you look at it, I was unhappy with the overall performance of MyQ and was glad to get back to Homelink. With that said, my individual MyQ problem seems to be uncommon, and the majority of the reviews are actually quite positive. Now, I've been happy with Homelink since I got my car in 2018 and don't plan on making the switch. However, if I got a new Tesla, I would probably, without a doubt, go with MyQ because from a financial standpoint, it just makes much better sense since you can use one account with multiple Teslas and it goes with you if you get a new car. Now, as far as my issue, if I couldn't get it resolved, then I would cancel my subscription and go without it. Well, that's going to do it for this video. What do you think? MyQ or Homelink for you? Let me know in the comments section below, and if you've used both, tell me your overall thoughts and what your experience has been like. Well, again, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and stay positively charged.